Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods. Give you an update on the Kubota Lowboy 11 kW. Now the 11 kW, don't get too excited, that's just a surge power. The constant running power is 10,000 watts. It's great for what I use it for. And here we go. Here's an update. So currently I have 4,131 hours on my Kubota. I'm in the process right now of changing out the oil, changing the oil filter, changing the fuel filter, and of course the air filter. As you can tell, my fuel filter is a little bit different than what came with it. What I've done is I had the older one, the older style, that when you took it apart and you dropped a little canister and you put the fuel filter in there, and then you got to put it back up and hopefully try not to strip it. Once it strips, it will never, ever, 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 ever seat correctly again. I shouldn't say stripped, I cross-threaded it. And that's what happened with mine. And this one here, as you can see, easy, easy, easy. Take it right off. Make sure you put the in where it's coming into the fuel. So it'll be coming in and then out right there. The fuel filters that I use are Baldwin, and the oil filters that I use are Baldwin as well. The air filters are no longer Wicks. They are Kumar Brothers. All this stuff I found on Amazon, and it's relatively cheap. I shouldn't say cheap because it is quality stuff, but Baldwin, the part number for the fuel filter I'm using is BF840. The part number for the oil filter, as you can see, B227. The air filter from Kumar Brothers, take that with. I didn't know the sender she actually wanted to go. I was like, all right, go ahead, but I'm going to show you this real quick in case you don't have access to, or you need a oil filter right now. There you go. That would be the KN. Come on, work with me. Where'd you go? The KN oil filter, HP 1004, and the air filter that I use for an extreme backup would be a Wicks 9410. I have these in my truck simply for backup, just in case I'm out somewhere and I need to change it for some reason or whatever. But some tips for you to consider. Before you start draining your oil, just let it run for, 3 or 4 minutes. It circulates the oil a lot faster, warms up the engine, and just helps it pour out easier. Another thing that I've learned, right before you undo your bolt from your oil filter or your oil drain, loosen up your oil cap where you're going to add it. It'll actually give it more of a steadier flow. I'm just about done draining it right now. This is the second. Another thing that I've done is, instead of trying to figure out where to find a funnel that will bend and not be paper, I'm using just a small Diet Pepsi bottle, cut it in half, wrap it up in plastic when I'm done, and then you take it out of the plastic, you set the mouthpiece. Let me show you. You set the mouthpiece right there where the oil goes, and it sets in there perfectly. Squeeze it together a little bit so you don't spill anywhere. Dude, you're set and ready to roll. It works out great. Don't get impatient and try to add too much oil at one time, because it's going to overflow it. It can, it's got a little neck in there that has to go down, has to pass through, and the quicker you're trying to do that, well, the faster it's going to overflow. So just be patient with it. It's something I'm still learning after 4.5 years with this generator. This is the oil that I use. CK4, CJ4, CI4 plus SN. So I got this stuff from Sam's Club by the case for like $60 on sale, maybe $50 on sale. Anyways, there you go. I hope this helps. Be sure and keep up your regular maintenance on your Kubota. I have had to have 2 of my injectors replaced. That is it. I've got the original battery in it still. It's held up really well. If I had to replace it, I bet you I would just go with another GSYUASA brand, whatever that thing's called. Change your oil every 100 hours. You can get by with, you know, under like 5 or 6 hours under, 5 or 6 hours over. But your fuel filter, your air filter, change those out every other time to, you know, help me remember. I just write it down right there. But that's, you know, that way I'm looking at it like, oh yeah, cool, we're good. So there you go. Yeah, I know my hours aren't quite ready, but I'm starting my season and I really don't want to have to worry about it, you know, in 2 weeks because I'm at my hours. Another quick tip for you. So the Baldwin oil filter, actually any oil filter that you're going to use, once you have your oil mostly drained out, dip your finger in there, run it around the seal. It doesn't need to be soaked in it. And also get it around the threads on the inside. This helps it go on smoother and make sure that it's sealing correctly. Cool. So I'm never good at this part here. Okay, so I use this little guy, this oil filter wrench. Never ever good at this part. Let's see if I can do this. So I got my oil filter ready. This one's ready to come off. And of course it's going to leak. So try and be quick at it. Now you can actually, if you want, you can fill up your oil filter with oil, pre-filter it, pre-oil it a little bit. And for me, I just don't do that. I like to run it, make sure nothing's, you know, out of whack or anything. Everything is sealed up and tight, not leaking. So I let it run anyways. There we go, that works. Cool. I'm going to show you how to do that Pepsi bottle funnel trick. Hang on. So this is my funnel, a little funnel trick. Take just a regular sized Pepsi bottle, cut it in half. The mouthpiece sets perfectly inside there. Yes, of course, you need to hold on to it while you're pouring. And again, don't pour too fast. It will overflow. Okay, I'm going to fill this thing up, and I can't do that one-handed, so goodbye again.